Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome along to episode 37 of the Sofamanager Scottish Football Podcast. On this week's show, we'll have all our usual features. Predictions return, highly anticipated. We weren't so sure about doing it, but they're still here. And we'll have a quiz back this week as well. Darren provided us with a quiz there, so excited to get that Price is Right music back out. We're also going to be discussing what has been a thin week for club football. We'll be talking about the international football. And some of the abnormalities there in the Scotland game. We'll also be reviewing this weekend's Irn-Bru Cup, so some of the clubs were in action. You might not have known, you probably didn't care, so we're still talking about it. And also, John went to another football game at the weekend at Bo'ness United. And a feature we entitled John's Junior Jaunt, which I realise is some unfortunate alliteration. But anyway, let's introduce ourselves. I'm your host, Paul Menzies. Alongside me is our henchman himself, John Brown. Hello, John.
Hello, how are we doing?
You like that tag?
I do.
Yeah, John, of course, the gym man in the panel here.
Aye, compensates for the steak bacon.
Well, I had my friend who returned from India recently, craving the steak bake. So, fair dues, fair play. And alongside him, it's dazzling Darren Gibson,
hello,
our European correspondent. How goes it, Darren?
Yes, good, yeah.
The terrible trio back together. Good to hear.
We're back.
Long time.
So, let's crack on. So, news we start with this week.
News,
News. First story first. First story first. I don't think anyone's ever said that before. Apologies for my terrible grammar. The Romanian Shaba Laszlo has returned to Scottish football.
Mr. Shabaman.
Yes, Mr. Novaman. It's late at night.
Not after last week.
So the man on nobody's lips from quite a while back now has come to manage Dundee United. And my first question is, who picked that name out of the hat?
Very strange one. He's got a good record since he left Hearts, though.
He does, actually. I looked this up because I think Dundee United picked this purely because of the memes. Shaba's quite a good name for a meme. Laszlo as well. He was that really unpopular character in Grand Theft also. So,
DJ guy.
DJ. Oh yeah, he was like the X Factor guy.
Aye.
Yeah. So I thought they purely did it for the kind of meme banter. But that the chairman at Dundee United has been known to make some bizarre decisions.
Very strange.
But looking into it, yes, John, as you say, doing my research earlier, he actually did quite well at Hearts in his time and took, as I've copied down on my sheet of paper here, DIC Dinastia Streda of Slovakia from the bottom of the second division all the way to a Europa League spot in only a few years. So Dundee United could be on for the same turnaround here if Shaba gets his way. So actually quite a decent manager.
He's a very good manager. He had a fairly decent run at Hearts as well. He was under effectively a dictator, but he had a really good run. So it's promising.
Longest serving under Vladimir Romanov, which is no mean feat. If you think about it, he came from Uganda before Hearts. Quite a war-torn country. So Dundee should be a suitable place for him to settle, I think.
There's only one or two UN peacemakers in Dundee, so...
Yes. So that was a very interesting decision this week. In other news, Kevin O'Hara of Falkirk was banned for 8 games for not seeing eye to eye with Dean Shields, shall we say. Apologies for my flippant comments to all the fans that's angered. He made fun of him because Dean Shields, I believe, has a glass eye.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. So Kevin O'Hara, well done. You've done your research pre-match to get your jibes. Well, no, not well done, Kevin O'Hara. We, of course, don't endorse this behaviour at Sofamanager. So he's been banned for 8 games for making comments against the Dunfermline player during the, I think, Irn-Bru Cup match.
It was the Irn-Bru Cup, yeah.
So some time ago. The SFA have taken a while to get things in motion. What are your thoughts, John, as a Falkirk fan? I'll ask you first.
Treading on eggshells. It's not good for the club in terms of the publicity it's gained. That's pretty horrendous.
I think one thing to come out of this is fans have kind of universally rallied against Kevin O'Hara, be it Hibernian fans, be it Rangers fans, be
anyone
it
who doesn't really like Falkirk at the moment.
Everyone.
There's not many people that do, and even the Falkirk fans themselves.
Because I hate the club as well. Yeah. I put myself in that bit.
Yeah, season ticket holders.
Bloody torture.
Well,
it's not good. You can't condone that behaviour. What I would argue against though is if you had just called him like a fifer, would you have got the match ban?
Well, I mean, that's my question to you again, Stan, is we've probably seen players say worse to other people in the past.
Yeah.
You always see them mouthing away on the television. Mark Noble in particular, I think the other week, was like giving it effing and jeffing at his teammates. So why give an 8-match ban for this?
Yeah.
When we probably say the same every other day.
Yeah, that was my fault. Because, obviously you shouldn't be saying that. But at the same time, it seemed to be that this has happened in the past, maybe not obviously along the lines, but it's obviously you always get some people that say things that they shouldn't on the football pitch. So if they actually tracked every game in terms of that, there would be repercussions in a lot of games if we were keeping track of that. And I did feel 8 games is a bit harsh because at the end of the day, if he had actually maybe tried to hook him or tried to
true.
or do something along the lines, it might have been a less game
or jiggle his balls, as any player did try the week before, figure of 8, so to speak.
So it's interesting. But if this is an 8-game ban for that, then they need to make sure going forward that it's going to be the same for other people.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is a weird kind of position for the SFA, who probably don't care. It's just another provincial club, but you're right in what you say. I mean, if O'Hara had either stuck the head in them, 2-footed them,
it would have been better for both parties.
He would have got a 3-match ban. It probably would have been a straight red sent off. There's a lot of question marks over this. Again, you can't defend what he said, and I fully appreciate that. And you have to understand that I have to appreciate that, but there's other pointers in that game. Like the referee was standing right beside him when he made the gesture. Why did he not send him off? Did he yellow card him intentionally so we go to a judiciary panel, for example? Because if it was a straight red, you can't really take it to a kind of court, shall we say.
I mean, it seems that Dean Shields has been the one that's kicked up the fuss here.
Yeah.
Maybe feeling bitter from the bad result and such like.
If rumours are to be believed as well, O'Hara did try and contact Dean Shields to apologise.
Right.
And it was effectively thrown back in his face.
Right.
So, bit of sour grapes there. But there could have been a positive spin on this. Shields could have accepted the apology.
There could have been a picture with handshakes.
They could have, to be fair, they could have made it like a kind of...
Men being men, dealing with it themselves instead of throwing their toys at the
disability awareness propaganda piece.
Okay, I didn't think we would take that turn.
There's no reason why they couldn't have done that.
There could have been a pirate pun involved. Yeah, it could have been. Well, I mean, I think for me is like...
John Parrott could interview.
For me, it's in the workplace, and I think footballers need to clean up their act, because the amount of times commentators are having to apologise for something that you hear on
in the background,
be it fans or otherwise.
I don't mind that. That bit's... There is a line and he crossed it. You have to have a little bit of kind of banter, shall we say.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
When it turns violent and it turns ugly like that, it's too far.
Well, this is in line with like a racist comment, I would say, the punishment.
The punishment is... But is it racism?
It's not racism. It's absolutely not racism. But
is it on the same level?
You think of some abuse that some of those black Scottish footballers must get.
If you consider the abuse that the Falkirk fans would have been dishing out to Dunfermline fans, vice versa, the abuse that Hippolyte was probably getting off the Dunfermline fans for his diving antics,
There was a little bit of that in the last game, actually, yeah.
So, it all adds up, and unfortunately, this has been highlighted, and we're now talking about it.
We are. But his pal Joe McKee
could be getting done as well.
Next week he's up for the tribunal, I think, because he's on holiday at the moment. So either that or the SFA just don't have enough capacity to deal with it at the moment.
Oh, I mean,
I don't believe they have any capacity, frankly.
Based on recent performances, I'd just give him a lifetime ban.
Well, that's the thing about O'Hara's 8-game ban, is there's a load off the manager's mind is that he doesn't have to tell him he's not selected for the next 8 games. So
we never regular for the under-20s. So.
Well, actually, sorry, Kevin, you played wonderfully for the development league team last week, which is actually true. Brings me nicely onto my next story, actually. Liam Henderson, who listeners may not know that well, he is a Falkirk player, not the good former Celtic and Hibs man. He's a Falkirk Central defender, youngster, plays for the Development League, and we go along to the Development League games because I do the match announcing, and these guys are kind enough to chum me along.
There's nothing else to do.
And well, yes, in our boredom, we came up with a good wee chant for Liam Henderson, and like Hendo. And then Darren had Lewis Kidd was playing, so he plays alongside Kiddo. And then we had Mark Stowe, so passes it to Mark Stowe. And the news in the last couple of days, he's leaving for Edinburgh City. So all of our flipping good work, Liam, is gone. No ultras for you at the next Development League game. We had flares, we had banners. It was going to be immense.
Already.
And all gone. So gutted about that because I do coming up with a new wee chant myself.
I liked it, yeah.
In other news, new Football Manager out this week. John, you a big fan of this?
Aye.
Did you even get last year's game, actually?
I did. I got clocked about 1,500 hours.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Just the 1,500?
It's that kind of game, though, isn't it?
Yeah. FM14, I think I had maybe 3,000 hours.
So is there any way we could pre-record that HENDO chant to maybe put in to like your Edinburgh City career mode, who you're now obviously going to pick, because it's like half of the ex-Falkirk team. Send them back through the leagues with the...
You can't have McDonough as a kind of available manager again. You might hire him.
That was my problem when I did the Hamilton career mode in FIFA. Martin Canning was still selectable.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, I feel bad. Like, I've taken your job, and
you're still registered.
Well, he'll be getting shifted. He's played only, I think, one game.
He'll retire.
I needed a rotation. So, what are your Football Manager memories, John? Who are the legends that have sailed into your first team and won Champions League? I'm sure you've played Real Madrid and the likes with Falkirk, have you not? Or...
I've got to the last 16 in the Champions League with Falkirk. Got through who was in that group? Real Madrid were in the group. I think Sporting Lisbon were in it, and PSG.
Right.
With the 4 teams. Got to the last 16, got beat off Tottenham, who were unbelievably good in this in FM17.
Right. He's even abbreviating. He's that hardcore again. It's called FM.
It's been really good. The best career was, I think I spent 6 or 7 seasons at Falkirk, moved to Rangers, 3 or 4 seasons there, won like a treble.
Wow. Treble. Alright, 3
lots of
3 in a row. I don't know what they even call that.
Decent runs in the Champions League. And then moved to Arsenal. And by that point, all the kind of real players
had faded out.
Yeah, it was all like AI guys. I ended up signing some guy for Sampdoria for €135 million.
It's probably not far off.
A 20-year-old striker.
See, how does the game get? Because I know, like, when you get towards the end of FIFA career modes and stuff, you're mainly left with, like, the regens and stuff, and which I quite like because it's generally youth academy guys that you've brought through. But it must be obviously quite hard to kind of scout guys and feel more of a connection to. It becomes
really difficult unless you're like you stuck with the same club. Like if you're just like say you stuck with Aberdeen the whole way through it, you'd probably be okay because you're signing randoms after the 3rd or 4th season anyway. If you start moving clubs, you're getting all of their academy, all the kind of random regens that they've signed out of nowhere you've never heard of. Some of their names are gloriously funny.
Oh, really?
And the kind of generated faces and stuff are brilliant.
Pretty horrendous.
But you kind of lose touch after that. It gets a bit weird.
Well, usually about that time the new game will come along.
Well, that's it. I mean,
if you buy on the yearly cycle, I suppose.
I probably won't buy this year's pure because it takes up too much of my life. And I would quite like a social life this year. So.
What's a social life you speak of?
That's a nice wee change there.
I don't have one of these. Give me one of those.
But my FIFA disc is still intact, so...
Well, that was another rumour this week was they're thinking about not annualising the sports franchises for EA.
Oh, is that right?
So maybe taking a year off, making a more interesting game perhaps, something like that.
I hadn't heard that.
I can't see them doing that.
No, it makes far too much money.
Yeah.
So definitely not. So we're all excited. I love the advert. Have you seen the advert for Football Manager doing the rounds?
I've not seen it yet. No. Is it good?
It's like the guy's at his wedding, and you're doing the different impersonations of what it's like to be a football manager. So he pulls back her veil as he goes to kiss her. He does like the presenting handshake thing, as you would like a big transfer.
Brilliant.
Then the boy gets his exam results and does the knee slide. There's another guy that just walks out. But I thought the wedding and the presentation
that sounds good. Yeah,
was probably the best. So they've really grasped on to that kind of meme culture of dressing up in the suit for cup final day.
Yeah, it's probably some of the stories.
I need to check that out.
Some of the stories that come off the back of the game is fantastic. Like there was a guy, Chinese guy, who'd been playing, and he went as one of the non-league English teams.
Alright.
And he actually spent his entire summer holiday going to visit this team.
Really?
I can't remember. I think they played near Margate or something weird like that. And went and visited them.
Oh, really?
With his wife and son.
Right.
So we're giving a tour around this public park.
There was a big author in America. It's like John something. I forget his name. He wrote that film with Shailene Woodley. Typical that's the only thing I would remember. She has cancer. Her boyfriend has cancer. John something.
I can't
But
remember.
he used to play career mode Wimbledon FIFA on his YouTube channel, and then bought shares, and they named a stand after him.
Oh, did they?
And stuff like that. So I think you had quite a good chat with some guy on Sofamanager Instagram who was looking for a good Scottish team to pick.
Yeah. I asked him if he wanted a challenge. I told him I was managing Edinburgh City. He says it was too difficult for him. I think he took
Not with the new crop of Falkirk players.
It's just even worse.
Well, so no, it sounds like good fun. We also had Rab Douglas played another competitive game at Hampden this week for Irn-Bru at the tender age of
45.
45.
45.
45. He's been in retirement. He's been in retirement for 2 years now. But he's on holiday next week, so he's not playing for Irn-Bru next week. But just unbelievable, 45. And I know he's a goalie, but he still looks the same as he did 20 years ago.
Still looks overweight.
Maybe, well.
Does he play the same though? That's good.
I think he was saying the oldest in recent times. I think it was a 49-year-old came on for Dundee.
All right.
In 2005. I can't remember his name. And of course, we still got the Japanese outfield player at 50.
Oh yeah.
Playing in the Japanese second division.
Remember that? Yeah.
So Mark Kerr can't be too far away.
Was it the Romanian goalkeeper or the Albanian goalkeeper at the Euros? Was well into his 40s. He played in joggy bottoms.
All right. I love a goalkeeper like that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I
Can't
can't remember his name though.
And then Buffon must be about 41.
He's retiring at the end of this year, isn't he? So
Yeah.
Aye.
Buffon and Pirlo.
I'm not surprised about Pirlo. He's kind of fell off the radar, but
There's just been heaps of articles springing out about him, like, oh, he was never fast enough, and yeah, he still triumphed. I'm like, shut up.
one of the best midfielders in the world.
I know, but that's what they were all saying. It was like, despite his lack of pace and stuff. I'm like, at the time, they didn't look for pacey central midfielders.
I look for somebody who could spray the ball about.
Well, I know. Don't know what they were talking about there. Speaking of midfielders that can spray the ball about, or can try, Ryan Jack was booed by fans.
Good.
Rightly so. At Pittod-bleh for this week's or last week's international friendly. A very polarising issue, I think, in Scottish football. I think they were saying, he's playing a part in the national team. We should support him. Where do you fall on this, Darren? Support Ryan Jack or not support Ryan?
I'm not sure. I've not really been impressed with how he's been playing for Rangers. So
you side on the Chris Boyd?
Probably the Chris Boyd side. But at the same time, I think
polarising comments also.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think you need to give the guy a chance because that is.
No.
It is that was his first appearance, was it?
I believe so.
Yeah, so his first appearance. Yeah, he's maybe not had the best of games, but I wouldn't just totally write him off completely for Scotland. I'd still keep him in mind, but that's the whole point of bringing in these younger lads to see what ones are playing well and what ones aren't. So I never actually seen the game the other night there, but I know was he playing at right back too?
He was playing at right back.
So he was playing out of position too, I suppose.
Well, everyone's like, oh, he's done it before. He did it under 21, did it at Aberdeen. I was like, he barely did that at Aberdeen. He maybe did it really early on in his career, but certainly
once or
not.
twice.
So I would side on him in terms of need to consider that too, So
I think Aberdeen fans got their voice heard in what was pretty dismal atmospherically.
For 17,000 people, it was pretty grim. But it was a grim game, let's be honest.
Was there 8 or 9 Dutch fans there in the end, or
there was a fair number.
There was like 20 there. You see that there was...
they shoved them in the away end as well.
I know. Barely any of them.
Give them a hospitality box.
Did you see, in that Checkatree Trophy last week, there was 3 Sunderland fans went to...
Aye.
But it was the Sunderland under-21s against... I can't even remember who. And their group format as well, so they ripped us off. Well, even though Jack Rodwell in that was actually playing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Shows you how dire straits Sunderland are at the moment.
That's true, actually.
That's quite funny.
So no, I guess that brings us on to the game. Did you see the game, John?
I watched most of it.
I watched
Saw
the
highlights.
First goal,
right,
and was like, "Oh, dismal!" I'm stopping watching this. But it was actually alright. I thought it was actually alright. In the end, it was kind of alright.
It's an impossible game to judge because you could tell the Netherlands couldn't care less. We, in the grand scheme of things, couldn't care less. You know, it was one of these games where you just think, why did that just take place? What was the purpose?
It's one of these things that both teams don't have any confidence because they both just went out of a tournament. I felt so.
Well, plus we had a manager that we knew wasn't going to be our manager.
Aye,
true, yeah.
And you had a chief exec who came out and actually explicitly said that.
I know.
Which I thought was strange.
See, that demotivates Mackay. That demotivates the players who are now like, well, is this just a token gesture for us? Are we going to get the likes of Lambert? Because Lambert was on the radio the other day and they were like, well, who are the good young players in Scotland? And he basically said Celtic. And I was like, well, that's not the right attitude to have.
Pretty naive.
No.
And it's a typical kind of it's conspiracy theory alert, but you know, he's an ex-Celtic player. So he's,
is he?
that might come out. If it had been Walter Smith, it may have been, I'll go for all the Rangers players. We might have seen Graham Dorrans come back into the squad, Kenny Miller. Well, just for a laugh.
Yeah. Our under-21s didn't do that well midweek as well, coincidentally.
Won each with Latvia.
I know.
After beating Latvia in Latvia. That's a typical Scotland thing to do.
That was
Sounds about right.
The Scotland game is... Again, I get your point about Ryan Jack, but if you were picking any midfielder for Rangers, it would have been Dorrans, who's been playing a lot better.
Not with the philosophy we'd gone with for that team.
Oh, he would have worked quite well, I think.
No, he would have, but he wasn't... Like, that was probably the reason that, like, Scott Brown didn't start, for example. You know, we played McLean, we played McGinn, Christie, Forrest, McGregor.
Forrest. Aberdeen players and...
Well, it was ex-Aberdeen, but it was a younger crop.
Aye.
And they're not...
They weren't good enough, though, let's be fair. These guys are playing in the Scottish Premiership, which... You can have the argument all day about what's better, the English Championship or the Scottish Premiership. Oh. For me, the Championship's a little bit better.
Oh, we've got the Boyd here. We've got another Boyd.
It just is. It's just so short-sightedness. Yes, McGinn's a good midfielder, but, you know, until he cuts it down in England, I don't think he's...
But in a nothing game like this, is it not best to give these guys a try?
It's an interesting one to see how they get on. Well, but when you're playing a team who honestly couldn't care...
But 1-0 against quite a strong Holland team. Yes, they don't care.
But didn't get to second gear.
No, they didn't. But did we? Because I think...
We were playing out our skin.
Well, I thought some of those guys could play, but I thought... I mean, a lot of the final product was poor, and I think that's where Scottish football really falls. You know, someone like Ryan Fraser probably should have scored the opportunity he had.
He had a good chance. Cummings had a brilliant chance right at the end.
Well, I really thought Cummings should have started.
He should have started. There should have been him instead of Phillips, who we've seen fail.
He didn't do
well
that
at a position.
Well. He didn't do that
well.
I thought the likes of McGinn had some kind of good passes in the go, so McGinn could, I think, be a shout for...
McGinn has a reasonable chance, and I think it's only a matter of time before he does move anyway. It's just a matter of time.
I thought the likes of Christie let me down a little bit just with his final product again.
Yep.
McGregor looked impressive. Mm-hmm. So again, the Celtic contingent did look.
He looked quite good in the highlights, to be honest.
Forrest is
comes and goes. Good game, bad game.
He's just no there. Meanwhile, Tierney,
world class. Even Andy Robertson looked alright.
I didn't really see much Andy Robertson. It was all about Tierney that game.
Aye.
You know, given the captaincy at centre back, he even had a glorious long range shot kind of early in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, this guy can do anything.
Yeah. He's the main man for Scotland.
Do you know where he was born?
No.
Do you want to take a guess?
Livingston.
No. Isle of Man.
Isle of Man?
Isle of Man.
That's interesting.
So if you're buying a jet anytime soon, Kieran Tierney, go with Lewis Hamilton Airways and get some of the...
Get your VAT back.
Club Paradiso VAT, yeah. Which I was interested in. Moved up here at 10 months, so I think he's pretty Glaswegian.
Nah, still counts.
Could he play for England if he wanted to?
Probably no. I couldn't.
Is there a special Isle of Man team?
Nah, you have to live in the country for 3 years with a British passport.
But if you were born somewhere, surely.
But the Isle of Man's like the Isle of Man. It's a British Crown principle. This is going into really weird and wonderful.
I'm sure Mackay was
tax laws, but
Mackay was trying to convince a couple of other Englishmen to come and join us.
I noticed that. Yeah,
I can't remember the names because they weren't that interesting because I didn't really know
Championship
them.
players,
pretty much. So yeah,
I think we're just a wee bit too shortly sighted about who we're bringing in, and you know, like Liam Cooper, for example, down in England, playing quite well.
Is he playing for Leeds that much, or?
It doesn't really matter.
Well,
probably still better.
I think someone like Kearney, you know, who's playing quite well for Fulham.
I don't think Matt Ritchie gets enough look in as well, who's been outstanding for Newcastle.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think
That's a good shout.
I think he wasn't big pals with Gordon Strachan, was he?
I don't think so. I don't think they got on. Oliver Burke's coming back from injury, so he's a decent shout.
Not really enough first team football.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That he's just coming back, so
Yeah.
we'll see how he gets on for the next campaign.
There are
There are
interesting
one or
options.
two attacking. We have a decent pool of attacking players. Not brilliant, but compared to what you've got
You're
in
not backward and
defence,
forward here, John. You're saying absolutely dismal.
they are decent to a point. That's what I'm saying. They won't get you qualified.
Well, that's the thing is that the next manager, Northern Ireland, as we record, have just gone out of the World Cup in a brutal fashion, which echoes their Irish counterparts in that Thierry Henry Hand of God Part 2 incident.
It's true.
So, does it matter what manager we bring in here? Because but then you look at the Northern Ireland team, like Jordan Jones turned out for Northern Ireland tonight. So
I noticed
singing
that.
the praises of it, Kilmarnock. But is he better than like Ryan Christie, Kenny McLean, and Aaron Hughes, who'd been injured up until like an hour before kickoff?
Yeah.
Who's plays for Hearts?
Some
in our country, alongside Christoph Berra, who actually headed Kieran Tierney in the head at one point during the game, and I was like, are you trying to get rid of the competition here, Christoph?
It was just an echo as well.
Well, so that was excellent. Yeah. But does a Michael O'Neill turn this round for us?
I can't see him taking the job, to be honest. I don't know why he would. I don't think he'd be able to create the same kind of atmosphere in a kind of Scotland dressing room as he would for Northern Ireland, because he's not Scottish. If you're going to go down a foreign manager route, you need a guy who's got the kind of respect, and I suppose takes himself out of the group a little bit.
Right.
So he really does kind of manage it rather than be a part of it. Mm-hmm. So if I was the SFA right now, I'd be doing everything I could to get Jurgen Klinsmann. If he hasn't actually got the job in the Middle East. But he's the kind of guy you need, who can work with Malcolm Mackay, reform, but we need to reform, and actually be a decent manager at an international level.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think he's on their list.
Should be.
No.
Yeah. She should be. Probably not. I don't know if we could pay. We could probably...
it would have
maybe,
paid a pretty penny out the US men's team. But
well, see, I've always seen the Scotland job as like equivalent pay-wise to what Rangers and Celtic managers probably get. I don't know if that's the case now. There's probably a bigger differentiation, but we'll wait and see. I don't hold out much hope.
I think we're going to get some has-been that isn't quite good enough, and it'll be the same old story.
What I did hear them saying was that they're going to take their time, so it could be like another 6 months or so until we actually find out who's going to take over.
We're just waiting on David Moyes getting kicked out of West Ham.
Well, yeah.
We'll probably forget about it, and then they'll announce it.
It's like, why we haven't got a manager?
Because David Moyes only got a 6 month contract, didn't he? So just in time for that Scotland job.
A lot of negative comments on. I was reading through the BBC post as well, and it was, this guy's a plonker. He's not a manager of men. Tried the same thing at Everton for years. It eventually failed.
Yep.
So I think he's kind of doomed there. He should have taken the Steve Clark or the Owen Coyle route of get a Scottish team, build your way back up.
The only other thing I'd say about Scotland is at least they've got a year until we've got a competitive game again.
Yeah.
So hopefully by that stage we're in a better position than what we are right now.
And we're importing better children into the country. Like that Dembele boy and stuff like that, Let's just start playing him. Keep him here. So we got a new kit this week as well.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan. It was alright, but
I liked the last one, so
I liked the last one too.
It's always hard to follow that one.
But do we think our maybe failure on the international stage has led to the lack of interest in international football? There's a lot of Scottish football fans out there that are club over country.
Yeah, they're quite apathetic towards the national team, and I'm one of them. I couldn't care less. Honestly, you watch the game and go, "Aye, okay, right, who Fokker got?" Like, that's grim, really grim. But
well, I watched the tail end of the Northern Ireland game the other night, and I sat there thinking, like, I can imagine how the Northern Ireland fans feel right now. The heart in your mouth. You're going into the 90th minute, where like Johnny Evans had a header that was cleared off.
Off the line. Yeah.
And I was like, I've not had that feeling as a Scotland fan. Even this season when we were away and bottled it in Slovakia. Slovenia. Sorry, Slovenia. I had, my laptop on my lap. I wasn't that engaged in it. We went ahead and I was like, yay, kind of expected. And when they came back, I wasn't surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not as invested
No, that's a good
as,
point.
say, those Northern Ireland fans, and probably Rangers fans, are more interested in that as well.
That's a stereotype there. Oh, that's
Scottish football is for the top two sides at least. And it's not going to get any better, because I know you're saying, friendlies. What's the point?
Aye.
It's not going to get any better with this drab tournament. We're going to be
I
playing
heard them talking about
utter dross.
Yeah.
And we're utter dross as well. So bad teams will be playing bad teams.
Bad team.
pretty much. Yep.
And even then, England-Germany the other night, 0-0. I think Wales were just edged by France. Not classic.
No.
Classic football. So it's
Not entertaining.
So
time to let it die.
the entire
Just pick the teams for the World Cup and let it be.
just give up the whole thing.
That's a bit of a grim, view.
It's a Grim Reaper, but
Need to keep it going, but I
It's hard.
definitely...
it's hard for us because we never qualify. So
Yeah, we all have a different view than other nations, I suppose. But no, you need to keep it going. But at the same time, I do feel that I'm more focused on club football over international, and mainly probably down to that reason that Scotland haven't in recent years done anything in terms of qualification or that.
Yeah, it's all kind of gone sour.
Can only get better, hopefully.
oh no, I can get one.
Get better. Yeah, we'll drop down another pot into like Liechtenstein. And speaking of Scotland and international stars, James McFadden today was playing in Wales.
Wales?
England.
England.
Oh,
Yes.
England.
Well,
Right.
because that's daft. I actually did look up Queen of the South, QS, played TNS, which is in England, but they play in the Welsh League.
It's in Shropshire.
So they played in the Irn-Bru Cup.
Hooray! No, wait, it's bad, really bad.
So I mean, yeah. Apart from the international football, there was some other football on today.
There was other international football on today.
Oh yeah, of sorts actually. The Home Nations Champions League, as it's affectionately not known.
The Pittod-bleh Cup.
Yes. Do they even sell Irn-Bru in Wales and Northern Ireland? Does it sell that well there?
I'm not sure.
I've been to Blackpool and they've sold Irn-Bru, so that's...
A lot of Scottish people in
Yeah,
Blackpool.
it doesn't matter though. That's as far south as it goes.
Yeah, I don't know if we will. So, John,
Hello.
being the editor-in-chief of Sofamanager.com and over all unique things in football that no one else is interested in,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
you actually watched some of the coverage.
I watched 50% of all the games.
Yeah, much to my surprise, to be honest. Quelle surprise. So how was the Queen of the South game, first and foremost? Played on a Sunday night. of all time.
It was an okay game without being brilliant. Both of them had decent chances, but I think Queen of the South had sort of more clear-cut opportunities than what
Right.
TNS did. They played on an artificial surface, which looked horrendous. Like, I know it gets a bad rep, but this one in particular looked like
It was really
old-fashioned
bad.
AstroTurf, like the old black beads and stuff,
Aye.
which didn't help. And they were kind of running the ball looked kind of strange. I don't usually like the argument against artificial surfaces, but it looked horrendous. And I added to the game. Dobie had one or two chances. McFadden had a really good shout for a penalty.
Right.
He took a shot and you could see the guy lean into it and
Right.
hit the top of his arm. That was in the extra time, 114 minutes or something. So that would have really changed the game.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Went to penalties. First 4 penalties were missed. Horrendous.
4?
Four penalties.
4!
I can't remember how it went. Keeper saved.
Tells you a story.
Keeper saved. The TNS boy then blazed over the bar. Stephen Dobie put it wide.
Stephen Dobie,
Did
man.
he? Oh.
He gave the keeper the eyes and then slotted it wide. It was funny as anything.
Yeah.
And then eventually TNS won 4-3 on penalties. And that's a sad indictment really as to where we are.
Well, in the other kind of glam tie,
Glam tie
so
in
to
front of
speak,
a whopping 2,000 people.
he radically changed Dundee United to the point that none of the previous starting 11 against St Mirren
Played.
Started the
Yes.
game. Yeah.
I don't think they're even on the bench.
Yeah, no, and Fraser Fivey captained the team in an unusual move.
Yep.
And I don't see him as a captain because he's not a brilliant footballer.
He did score an absolute perler though.
Did he?
25 yards out, top corner.
Did you see that?
Is that right? Yeah.
Pretty good.
Was this on telly as well?
It's on Arab zone.
Oh, right, okay.
Had to register.
He's an alright creative midfielder, but and goal was Denny's Mehmet for
Aye.
what must be his Dundee United debut.
I think he played in the previous round, so he must be their cup goalkeeper.
Must be. We're familiar with him as Falkirk fans because he used to be in the bench for Falkirk all the time.
He was a good shot stopper, but terrible at crosses.
So they lost the Crusaders of Northern Ireland?
Yep, Belfast.
Yes, yeah.
2-1 in the very late minutes, wasn't it?
92nd minute.
92nd, was it?
See, that must have split the Northern Ireland fan base going to Switzerland.
Aye, by about 2.
Definitely.
A significant amount. I don't know if any
Well, you
fans
could probably
would make the-
went to that game in Dundee, drove down to Edinburgh, and then got a flight to Basel or whatever.
There would have
it
been
was.
two contrasting affairs.
Aye.
That's for sure. So very disappointing. Was there any actual names you recognised in any Crusaders or TNS teams?
Nah, I honestly didn't recognise a single face.
Even like Scottish players don't even really drop down
Not to
Yeah.
that
to
level.
those kind of leagues.
I was quite surprised that Dundee United done that because they were the holders, weren't they?
They were.
They were, eh?
So to not even take it any sort of they wanted to probably give the guys a chance, but to not take it
I mean, they made
serious enough,
they
really.
made the excuse last season that the cup interfered with their promotion push.
Was that right? Yeah.
It wasn't the last half hour at Hamilton that kind of ruined their promotion push. It was the Challenge Cup. Take it that way you will.
Yeah.
It did like bring about that the most depressing photo I've ever seen of like Willow Flood holding the trophy and looking very sad.
Oh.
As if to
Yeah,
say-
that's true because it takes place kind of after.
it was like
Yeah.
this is like the highlight of my career here.
Well, we look at it, it's all championship teams that were basically here. Wraith Rovers, obviously, at the top of League One, plus another 2. You know, it's a bit predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, you can guarantee like there will be like hot ball, cold ball
uh-huh.
in the straw. They cannot possibly have like an all-foreign final.
Well,
It'd be funny if that
but
happened.
what if Crusaders get TNS in the semi?
Aye,
You
still.
know? Would you be happier with that?
I would rather have that in the semis and not in the final. Put it that way.
So
Who would they play it?
what what if Crusaders or TNS win? Is that the end for this format? Like, is that the ultimate?
Gonna need to change the
The
name.
thing that we never thought would happen has happened.
It happened.
Therefore, we can't do it anymore because
We've suddenly realised that a team that constantly qualifies for the Champions League qualifiers
yes.
is better than our mid-table championship teams.
Ah, yeah, but they qualify for the Champions League by default.
Aye, I mean,
And if they could hand that place to Swansea or Cardiff, they absolutely would.
it's quite interesting though because that, in a roundabout way, you're now placing the top of the Welsh League and the top of the Northern Irish League, upper tier of the Scottish
The
Championship,
championship, yeah, that's true.
and with a little bit more resources, they're probably ahead of us.
Oh, but then, like as you say, resource-wise, they're vastly smaller teams.
Yeah, oh, hugely. Like there was
Well,
only 800 at that TNS game, and they're the biggest club in the League of Wales.
is that different to Dumbarton, maybe?
No, 'cause, it was a similar sized crowd, but
Yeah.
there was a fair chunk of Queen and South fans, maybe about touching 100 maybe.
That's commitment.
Uh,
Although it's probably closer.
it was it's an hour less to get to Oswestry, which is where TNS play, than it would be to get to Inverness.
Right. That's grim. Very, very grim.
It's just like a 2 hour less round trip.
Well, not really worth it in the end. 120 minutes of 0-0 and then beaten on penalties.
Aye.
But then TNS got to see James McFadden, a name that they might know.
Then
Stephen
Stephen
Dobie
Dobie as well.
Stephen Dobie, yeah.
Maybe. Would they know Stephen Dobie? Was he a Premier League striker at any point?
Yeah, he played for Crystal Palace.
Did play for
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he did. Oh, there we go.
They did play down in England. So there
And
you go.
Derek Lytle, of course. People will have been excited to
Oh
see
yes, yeah.
him. I would be.
To be honest, the way our strikers are, yes.
Well,
Which gets you onto the Falkirk game.
it does. Well, Hartley actually said they were beaten 1-0 by Inverness. Oh, wasn't it Cole Donaldson? It was.
It was Bell. I forget his first name.
Connor Bell?
Bell,
Connor
I'm sure, yeah.
He scored quite a few goals for them, actually, I think.
It was a shocker for their defensive point of view.
Oh, it was terrible defending. Yeah.
Pretty bad game. Yeah,
I watched a
overall.
bit of it, but yeah, it was pretty bad
I
watching.
was saying to John earlier, like watching the highlights, like some of the shots is almost were taken in slow motion.
Yeah.
Hippolyte managed to turn the man and he kicked it. And the defender in the line had time to take a touch, think about where he was going to clear it, and then clear it.
Yeah.
And all in the space of the shot, which should have been rattled into the back of the net. And it was kind of similar across the board from very weak shooting.
It
And
was-
kind of.
It was poor from both teams as well. Inverness looked very shaky at the back for the first 20 minutes. And from a Falkirk perspective, you're thinking, why?
Well, Hartley came out and said after the game, like, I don't have any scoring strikers.
He just doesn't have a team. January can't come quick enough. But, you know, fair enough for Inverness. I think they're our best hope of a Scottish team winning that trophy now.
Yeah.
Eh,
It's not going to be the same sort of final as what we had last year, because it was Dundee United versus St Mirren, I think, last year. So that was actually quite a big final. But this year, what we're going to have, maybe Inverness versus Crusaders or something like that. I don't know.
Or Dumbarton.
Yeah.
Dumbarton would be buzzing though.
I'd love to see Dumbarton actually win it.
I think
it'd be good for them.
I think Dumbarton would actually deserve, because they've had
Stevie Aiken deserves to win that.
Well, like, their success is not going down, effectively. And they've done that now for season. And yes, they pick up some kind of good results every now and then. But much like, Morton did last year, they had some cracking results and finished way up the league. Dumbarton haven't really had that, luck with them.
Mm-hmm.
Or have they? I don't think they've been far enough. So that would be really exciting for them.
Yeah, it'd be good for them, yeah.
And I think they could, if they played Inverness, say, in the semi-final.
Boghead, then they would definitely do it.
Any chance, Championship teams you can't predict. As far as Crusaders and TNS are concerned, I mean,
they're an unknown quantity, really.
Depends if you play them home and away as well.
If Crusaders have to travel up to Inverness, that's a brutal journey.
They didn't knock out Falkirk, did they, Crusaders? No,
Inverness knocked out Falkirk.
Also they did.
We were just talking about that 2 minutes ago.
Falkirk knocked out the team for no.
We knocked out the
Ballatin, Cork.
No. Did it not start with a B? Sure.
Not Ballatown.
It's on the east coast.
Conrad.
It's on the west coast.
Ballatown, Tony.
I'll come back to you.
I'll come back to you. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Somebody was screaming at this if they're listening.
Inverness could be on for their first major cup since beating Falkirk in the Scottish Cup. Sorry, minor trophy, I suppose.
I seen them talk about that at half time in the game.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Well, how times have changed. Here we are in
pretty
front
much, yeah.
1,800 people at the Caledonian Stadium versus 40,000.
40, yeah.
Hampden.
Uh-huh. That's literally what they were saying.
Look how far we've come now. Oh, that's depressing.
Where's the Drogheda though? No, where's the Drogheda? They played Northern
something United, maybe?
It will come back to
forever wonder. Will forever wonder.
Oh, I'm not going to say
so, with that very exciting coverage of the Irn-Bru Challenge Cup, there were also some League 1 and 2 ties. I think Alloa caught up with league leaders Wraith because they weren't playing.
Didn't even lose any on.
And yes, Stennismuir made ground in League 2 as well. So that's your roundup there for all you that.
They're the local teams.
Yeah. For those the only ones I know. So I think that brings us on nicely. Now, I don't think John will be on form for the quiz this week. He can't.
I can't think of the goddamn thing.
His mind is gone. So Darren,
do
you want to give us a wee briefing before we cue the music?
Yes. So this week's quiz is actually, you've already actually talked about it a wee bit, which is interesting.
Oh, no.
So footballers who have retired this year.
Oh, right.
Well, announced their retirement this year.
Okay.
So it's linked in with Wikipedia.
Right.
Figures and stats, so
cool.
I'm going with that.
Correct, as of the time of recording.
Yes, definitely.
So I guess before we start, we shall cue the music.
Right, so our quiz. So basically, I've got 8 players that. Well, actually, you know what? We'll make it 10. I was going to make it 8 and then give you 2 people that you'd have to guess, but we'll just make it 10.
Let's make it 10.
So 5 each. So I need you. Oh, you got it, John?
Sligo Rovers.
Sligo.
No points awarded.
Brilliant. That's a bonus, but no, John.
So we're going turn about.
So basically, you need to give me a number, and so 1 to 10. Give me a number. I'll tell you, say the like what position the player plays, and I'll give you the country.
Cool.
So then you have to obviously tell me who that is.
From the position and the nationality.
Yes. So we'll wait and see how this goes. So
John, you go first.
John, what number you want to go for first?
Number 7.
Number 7. So number 7, I have a striker that is from Holland, Netherlands.
Is Van Persie retiring?
That's a good shout, but it's not. So I'll fling this the ball. So points, I think I'll go for 5 points for a correct answer,
cool.
And then I'll give you 3 points if you get it. Steal, yeah.
Dirk Kuyt.
Spot on.
Yes!
Yes.
Because that's the Muppet. I couldn't remember his name at the end of last season. I was like, does he play for Ajax?
Plays for Feyenoord.
So,
Well done, Paul. Right, Paul, what number are you going for?
8 for me, Dan.
8 for you. So I have a goalkeeper from Italy.
Oh! Goalkeeper from Italy! Oh, where that Perrin boy that plays with Sampdoria. Donnarumma's just at the start of his career, so it can't be him. Italian goalkeeper. Is it Gianluigi Buffon, Dan?
It is. Well done, Paul.
That was a good number to go for.
Right, John, what one's next?
I'll go for number 1.
Number 1. So number 1 is a defender from Germany.
Retired in this year.
So, or has retired this year.
Philip Lam.
Yes, well done, John. 5 points there for you.
Yes.
Bundesliga expert. I'll go for number 3, Dan.
Number 3, I have a English midfielder. The blank face there.
Name me how many English midfielders have retired this year. I'm going to guess Frank Lampard.
Big name, yes.
Yes! Come on. You laugh at me now, John.
Did Stevie G not retire this year as well?
I don't know, is he not still...
I think he was
Oh no, he's doing
maybe
a lot more.
just cut off
He must have done
2017.
because he's coach at Liverpool. Isn't he?
Yeah, I think it was just 2016.
But that's not the one Darren was thinking.
That's fine. No, that's okay. I'll go for number 10.
Number 10, John. Right, well, this is the hard one.
Oh, okay.
So you've been unlucky there. So,
Moldovan sweeper.
so this one is Spain, and he was a striker. And I'll give you a wee clue because it is a hard one. To be fair, this one is the hardest one.
Alright.
He plays in the 2nd division in Spain.
Is Raul snuck under the radar?
Still playing. Did he play international?
He played 1 international game.
Oh god.
Did he play in Britain?
He had to retire because of injury, John. And then that's all I can give you.
That's a... So did he play in Britain at all for a big team?
He did, yes. I'll give you that.
That doesn't help, but
It could help.
It does help a wee.
I've got a guess.
It was in England.
I think this guy's Spanish, I'm sure.
It is the hard one.
Can I guess?
because I'm
Throw it
from...
across, John. Yeah.
Negredo.
No.
Nah,
Is
he's
he
still...
Spanish?
He plays for like Valencia or something.
Right.
Striker.
Striker.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Longish hair.
Oh! Oh!
Played for a Welsh team.
Is it Boyan?
No.
No. Welsh team. he
I'm,
played.
I'm shaking my right hand next to my ear. Michu.
Michu, yes, well done.
Michu.
Because he ended up the 2nd tier. Because he was a good player.
Yeah, right. 2nd tier.
Yes. I get 2 points there for that, wasn't it?
Ah, come on. Yeah, we both
Just-
got a chance to do that.
Yeah, we'll scrap.
Yeah, we'll score that out.
Don't forget
I
some
think
points
that's
for
fair.
that
That.
2 for me, Darren.
Right, 2 for you, Paul. So this one is Spain again, and midfielder
Xavi.
Xavi.
Oh, Hernandez? No. Alonso? Oh, no.
What? So you gone for Xavi?
No, I said Xavi.
Yeah. Right, so it's not that one.
Okay. Well, that's a kick in the nuts.
That was Xabi Alonso. then.
Alonso then, yeah.
Cheers.
Right, John.
Number 5.
Number 5. So number 5 is Italy, and he is a striker.
Totti.
Totti, well done, John.
Yes! I'll be seeing him on,
We're back on level 10.
I'll be seeing him on Saturday.
Yeah. That's in. 4.
Number 4 is a Brazilian attacking midfielder.
A Brazilian attacking midfielder.
Yes.
Who would be retiring now?
Did he play in Europe at the time of retirement?
No.
Oh,
It's actually.
man. Edmilson wasn't an attacking midfielder. He's a podcast favourite of ours.
There are 2 that I don't know if one's retired already.
Think American way.
Giving it away.
Oh, Kaka.
Yes.
5 points for me, I'll take it because Johnson's reserved and I'm scared that he might catch and overhaul me.
Could happen.
It was either him or Ronaldinho because I don't know if he still plays.
6 or 9, John.
Oh well.
No! Why did I have to come down to that? Oh, you dirty Maximize. Come on.
Number 9.
Number 9. So this is a attacking midfielder, Spain, and well, that's all given. Yeah, we kind of covered it off already.
So just normal Xavi.
Yes, yeah. And last one.
6.
6 is
6 was
Italy
9.
Italy.
and midfielder.
Andrea Pirlo.
Yes, that's the last one. So I think you won that, Bob.
23.
You've been adding it up.
John got 18.
So it's
18.
up 5 points away.
5 points in it.
That's not bad.
Oh well. Yeah.
That was a good quiz, Dan.
Thank
really
you.
good.
Thank you for that. So
No bother.
staying on the theme of international Galacticos footballing stars,
Yeah.
you went to see Bo'ness United at the weekend,
Yes,
John.
in the Eastern Scotland Cup.
Some, good old brick hard terracing there. Did you not even get to sit in the main stand? Like,
There's no main stand.
there is no main stand. Alright.
They tore it down because of asbestos.
Oh dear. Just north and south there. Oh well. So how was your experience of the junior football or the
It was pretty good.
football? You go quite a lot, don't you?
I try and go a couple of times a year per season. Sometimes it's like just for really random teams. They were playing Haddington,
Haddington
which you had
Bears.
to kind of Google Map kind of down your coast stream. I think you go down the A1.
It's near Edinburgh, isn't it?
Is it further down?
No,
Further round?
no,
Ah.
Haddington's just down the road.
I thought it was near the borders. But anyway, they're in the league below. There is actually a league below.
Why are they playing each other?
It's the cup.
Oh, of course, it's the cup.
Eastern Scotland Cup. Really good game, like loads of goals, like 7 goals.
Just like the rugby match at Murrayfield.
Bo'ness went 1-0 up, really poor defending, in fact, an own goal. And then Haddington came back and they were 4-1 up
What?
going into the half time. Boys scored an absolute screamer for, I think it was the second or third. Picked up near the edge of the 18-yard box. Cruyff turned and then absolutely rifled it into the top of the net. Brilliant.
Sounds like better finishing that was on hand. The Falkirk Inverness
Sounds good,
game.
yeah.
Beyond basic defending, like
Yeah.
second half, Bo'ness managed to pull it back to 4-3. Hit the bar in the 90th minute to make it 4 each, which I think was
4
took it
each?
to extra time. Their big number 4 defender, hopeless at defending, but a brilliant header of the ball.
Yeah.
He scored like 2 of the goals for Bo'ness.
See, I almost like that. It's a bit more of a narrative,
Oh, I mean,
isn't
some
it?
of the tackles were glorious. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
proper 2-footy challenges that are like. Yeah,
It always
that's a
is
red
good to
card.
watch every so often. Isn't it?
Does it maybe remind you of the yesteryear of Scottish football, where you would have the big defender that was good at one thing,
Aye,
as opposed to the guys now which are kind of
all really quite small and timid, and but
Yeah.
these guys just got stuck in.
Yeah.
And the abuse that the kind of like the 100 or so fans that were there.
Uh-huh.
It was absolutely fantastic. Like,
So how much does it cost you to get in?
it was only a £5
£5?
for.
Catering there, like tea, coffee.
Yeah, you could have a tea and coffee. There's a chippy just. You can nip out and go to the chippy.
Right, and come back in.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So I got some chips in the way back. Bo'ness chippy's really good. It's the first time I've been.
I know a lot.
They're
of
always good in Bo'ness.
a lot of people. Yeah, you got the.
I've been a few times, yeah.
What did you have?
Just a sausage Sofamanager.
Sausage supper is a good choice.
That's
Good
what it was really good.
I know that like a lot of people down south, it's the way they choose to watch their football. The likes of Salford City and
I think if you live
FC
in a,
United and Manchester and things are of that sort of.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
if you live in a big city now, it's about the only way you can get tickets at a reasonable price.
True. I guess it's your football. I mean, that was a
It's
cup game. You saw 7 goals.
But your football fix was really good. I sat and like had the headphones in.
For
listened
your
to-
football fix, go to Sofamanager.com. We could sponsor them probably.
I mean, it's a really weird turnaround because it was like what Development League Tuesday night,
Yes.
last Tuesday, that on Saturday, then it's the Stadio Olimpico following Saturday, for the Roma derby, and then up to the San Siro on the Sunday.
I was about to say you're such a footballing hipster, and then the Stadio Olimpico and the San Siro come into things, and it's like, yeah, massive tourist.
And then back on Tuesday again to watch the Development League.
Oh yes.
That'll be some week, that.
You do enjoy your football, don't you, John?
It's life.
That's the thing. A game of football is a game of football at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Aye.
definitely.
And at least with the Bo'ness, what I like about those kind of lower league sort of style, apart from the asbestos in the stand,
Yeah.
is you can just generally wander about, get the view. Could you drink there?
Nah.
No,
You could just stuck in it. There was no stewards or nothing.
No. Yeah, no.
Boys smoking like cigars and stuff. So
And Bo'ness? Who do you have? Well, the steam engines, I guess. Where do you get the money for
coal fired.
that? Self-made. So I'll need to come along sometime. I was meant to go like to a Lowland League game at some point, like East Stirlingshire or
Oh, yeah.
something along those lines. when we got the Development League games midweek, Falkirk won 4-1.
4-1 in the end, yeah.
So way more goals than we're seeing in the first game, first team. And we're coming up with chants and things.
And it's free.
It is free. Polite people do donate to the charitable foundations, but no, not this guy. So, it's almost more enjoyable than the first, because you're not as stressed.
It's much more enjoyable.
So if you're looking for your footballing fix in your local area, I'd thoroughly recommend going to see. I think it's difficult to go and see some teams in the Development League, like Hibs and that playing at Oriam and stuff. I don't know how accessible that would be.
I think you'd be getting no bother.
You would get in, but you'd have to go there in the first place, which is...
It's easier for us because I think we're one of the few Development League teams who play at the kind of first team home ground.
Yeah.
Like, I think Rangers, when they did have a Development League, played at Murray Park, which was difficult to get to. Celtic played Morton. Aberdeen played a lot of their games at Brecon.
Yeah, I think Dundee play their games at Brecon as well.
Brecon, Forfar, Montrose, all those places get used a lot. For the kind of Angus, Dundee United, St Johnstone.
It's a bit of a shame that, because the team seem to put a lot of effort. Everyone turns up with like a camera crew, and it's always really well covered by these bigger teams.
Because Partick and that the other day, they had their crew there, didn't
lot of crew.
Yeah.
All in team gear and stuff.
Like the Motherwell boy came with the TV and everything.
I know. Fancy setups for these TV crews these days.
Aye.
Big lights they're all doing in the interview. And we've seen all the coaches and stuff as well. Yeah, which is quite fun. Did we see? Oh yeah, we did see Alan Archibald.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Weekend.
Scott McKenzie in the dugout.
Aye, John had a wee...
As a nostalgic moment.
A celebrity spotting. He was an old Falkirk player or something.
Aye, last time I seen him was Brockville.
Oh, there you go.
Surely not.
Some old footballing faces kind of pop up, and sometimes what I like about the kind of quieter games is you could really hear the shouts between the players and the abuse. Like, when we had Stephen Craigan on the line for Motherwell, my gosh, if you did something wrong, this guy was going through you like a 2-footer through Chris Sutton. And this week as well, Paul Hartley was there, the Falkirk manager, giving shouts to some of the lads.
Even the boy in the stand getting abused to the ref for letting, I think it was O'Hara, ironically, on the park.
I
Which
know.
was quite good.
It's good. I think the one complaint, especially with Development League games, I've been watching a lot of those Open Goal YouTube channel with Cy Ferry, who talks to like James McFadden and Chris Boyd and all that. And the one thing they say is like the best thing for them as footballers coming through was reserve league games, because they were playing against first team boys. And I must admit, while the Development League games, like the rules are open to bring in first team players, not a lot of them do it, especially away from home.
Maximum of 3 first team players, I think, are allowed into that in the squad, which kind of limits your ability. I think, generally speaking, we would have had our sub-keeper playing, so there's an over 21, and then 2 outfield players. I think previous weeks has been Paul Watson and or Gasparotto. Shepherd counted as an over 20 player.
But we haven't seen...
that's awful.
We haven't really even seen players coming back from injury playing in any of these Development League sides.
No, I was quite surprised. I mean, Barolo like coming back. I thought he would have got a run out for at least an hour, see how we go on. But he was chucked straight in. So I don't think the first team coaches necessarily see it as that kind of rehab. They would rather play in the last 50 minutes of a first team game rather than give an hour in the development. Because you are playing against wee kids. Yeah. What kind of... That doesn't really show you anything.
That's the thing. The Partick defence was an absolute disaster.
That was a bombshell.
The back poor,
in midweek. And I guess that, Falkirk had Lewis Kidd playing, who's a first teamer. Must be 23, 24 now.
Still fairly young.
But then when we saw Celtic at the start of the season, there wasn't, like a Liam Henderson or...
You would expect at least 1 or 2 of them to kind of sneak in.
Show face, but not the case. So it doesn't seem to really be fulfilling its purpose in any way, shape, or form. I like the structure of it, in that there is a structure. Because I know with reserve leagues and things in the past, it was maybe certainly less publicised than teams are making this. With the TV coverage and Falkirk especially putting in the effort to have the match time announcers and such like.
Nice of them,
very good of them. Which I am the match day announcer. I should be for Development League games only. New feature on Spotify. I can actually fade between the tracks, so
is that
it'll
right?
be sounding smoother in weeks to come.
Very handy.
As long as I fade up the fader at the right time. That's a disaster. all the substitutions and all the goal scorers right this week. So happy days.
That's good. Yeah.
Progress.
It's harder than you might think. So credit to all those matchday announcers out there.
Aye, put like numbers on the charts.
Yes, big help.
Does help.
Big help. Joe, in this day and age, it should all be electronic. You should be, because even at Falkirk games, there's no fourth official.
I mean, you're not like it's quiet enough that like somebody could just shout up the numbers.
Well, I know. So communication football, absolute disaster. But yeah, the Development League not really forwarding our game maybe for the national team the way we might like to see.
No. Project Brave's got a long way to go.
Long way to go. So we'll be discussing that in weeks to come, no less. But is that us? Is there any other topics we want to cover?
Nah, it's all good.
Are we doing predictions this week?
Oh, of course, predictions. Perfect way to round off. How have we been doing in predictions thus far? We didn't do any last week, did we?
Well, pretty ambivalent, I think.
Did we? Are we still keeping the table on Sofamanager.com?
I think the table's still there somewhere.
Okay, so there.
It's gathering dust.
Yes.
We'll try and take it more seriously.
We can go.
Time to update it.
Yeah. I've not done the graphic on the Instagram in a while.
Well, I've been chastised, so we're not using like wee teams for League 2 anymore. So.
Well, I think there's a time and a place.
And that wasn't the time or the place by this
Well, but I think we have Premiership style listeners, John, so we want to provide a Premiership prediction style show.
Aye, well. So, do you want your first game then?
Yes, go for it.
Yeah.
Your first game's Aberdeen v Motherwell.
Aberdeen v Motherwell. Motherwell always a bit of a hogey team for that. Well, I'm not giving you hints. Oh, man. I know this fixture quite well. John, what do you say to Aberdeen Motherwell?
I think I'll be one each.
Ooh. Darren.
I will go for 2-1 Aberdeen.
I copy Darren.
Copy me?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that before you, so you copy me.
Well, we should have said the first.
Should have said it, yeah.
Next one is Hibs versus St Johnstone at Easter Road.
Oh, well, I mean, St Johnstone not to score. That's a slam dunk.
Right.
Of course, they'll now score 8. Hibs to win 2-0. Plummer, Murray, Ginger Ninja. Girls don't like boys, they like Simon Murray to get a hat trick, even though they only win 2-0.
Super Mario.
Oh, Super Mario was a good one.
Brilliant. That is good, actually. I like that. I'll go for 3-1 Hibs.
3-1 Hibs.
You're going for St Johnstone to score?
Yes.
That'll be a record in itself.
I'll make it tasty. I'll go for 3-0 Hibs.
Simon Mario, that's cracking.
What would that be? That's the late Saturday. So Man United versus Newcastle.
Ooh, see, Man United are categorically rubbish at the moment.
Aye, and so Newcastle. So
well,
that's a typical 50-50 game then.
I'm going to say 1-0 Man United. If it's going to be a win, it's going to be narrow.
I'll go for 2-0 Man United.
I don't know if I'm torn. Legion season, everything. Rafa gets us organised, but I still think we're not quite there.
No.
Not scoring enough goals.
Nah, I can't say scoring. That's really annoying, but
it's a difficult thing in a football game.
Well, if you don't score, you don't win.
Well,
I'll go for 2-0 as well to Man United.
2-0.
Next one is the London Derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham. This is this Sunday lunchtime.
Not Fulham versus QPR.
Or Crystal Palace versus some other random.
Was it Tottenham versus Arsenal?
Arsenal v Tottenham.
Arsenal,
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Tottenham to draw 1-1. Change my mind.
I think I'll go for 1-0 Tottenham in this one.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 Tottenham victory. Arsenal are rotten.
They are struggling. Yeah.
Agreed.
What's our last one, John?
Is Roma versus Lazio.
Oh, lovely.
Roma. Why is this on the list, John?
I'll be there.
Booking that hotel room for 2 nights in a row when you only need it for 1. We've got so much flush cash here at Sofamanager. We're just chucking it on hotel rooms we don't
It's
need.
all that advertising revenue.
Yeah, John sadly booked a hotel room a little bit in advance for his excitement. He booked it for the following day by accident.
No, I booked it for that night.
You booked it, yeah.
That night,
the evening
yeah,
he was planning the trip, which was very generous. So,
I'm just going to go on TripAdvisor and go, I have a spare room if anyone wants it.
I mean, knowing nothing about it, 2-0 Roma. Because played well against Chelsea. Although Lazio have...
Lazio's been playing quite well.
Play for
He does.
Lazio.
Sure he does, yeah.
So does Nani.
Nani?
Yeah, he's playing
I
for
don't know if he's
them.
injured or what's going on.
There's a few decent youngsters for Lazio this season.
Yeah.
Combined does, they've got quite a good combined 11.
Should be a good game, that.
What kit are you going to buy?
Neither. I'm going as
What?
Oh no!
You can't go and not buy either kit.
I've been warned I have to be there an hour and a half before kick-off or I'm going to get stabbed. Just for being a foreigner.
All right, okay.
So, you know.
Buongiorno, buongiorno, grazie mia. Arrivederci.
I'm like,
What's this guy talking about?
good sir, I'll be there an hour and a half before kick-off and I'll be waiting for about an hour after kick-off.
Oh,
Just to be sure.
You gotta buy a kit, even if you don't wear it to the game.
Aye, I'll probably buy a kit before I leave for Milan on the Saturday. Apparently you can buy them like replicas for half the price as well.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Can you buy a
I'm not
replica of the
I'm not
replica?
paying €100 for this.
you
I'll buy a Roma scarf. Because I've already got
Well,
one.
those hideous prices that you were moaning about in the podcast.
Well, I should as hell only be a half and half.
Mona John. Anyway, Darren, your predictions.
I will go for 2-1 Roma in this one.
I'm going to go for a 3-2 epic.
3-2
Roma.
Should be a close game.
Should be close. Yeah, I have no idea. You never know until you know. You know.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
Roma
You never know. You never know. You know. Where did that come from?
You never know, you know.
It feels like a Gary Tank Commander or like Tune the Fat thing.
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, I guess that rounds us off.
Top
Sure
shot.
does.
Yeah, top chat. Leave that review if you enjoyed. Top chat, says host John Brown. Excellent banter, says Paul. It was alright, says Dan. Or great Super Murrayo. The joke, says Dan.
5-star rating, Super Mario.
Thank you. Thank you from me, Super Paulinho.
Thanks for listening, everyone, from Darinho.
That was a good one.
Cheers from Brunei.
Bruni. Bruno John Calves. No. Yes, so have a good evening, a good afternoon, and a good morning. Need to get it in the right order. Cue the outro.